There now follows a party election broadcast on behalf of the generic party.
Every election is a time of decision. But this general election, on April the 8th, faces the British people with choices more pressing than at any time in the past 50 years. The choice must be the generic party's workable plan that works for the many and not just the few. Do we really want to continue with this government's failure to invest in people and in modern industries, with a low-tech, low-paid, low-security economy, increasingly dependent upon imports? This election will decide whether we and our children are to live in a country that builds high standards of care for all who need medical treatment, pensions in retirement, a good grounding in education, a fair chance to get on in life, or in a country where this government goes on running down the vital health, education, and social services of every single community, imposing higher charges and lower standards. In these dark times, now is the time in this country, more than any other point in recent history, needs real change. Today, we ask for your support so the generic party can bring about the many changes we've promised by tackling the issues that matter most to you: our position in Europe, racism, crime rates, sustainable energy and the environment, gender equality and women's rights, and of course, in our schools and hospitals. This government claims it has put a record number of people back to work full-time, most of them investigating their expenses. They're worried about the 1.4 million unemployed in this country, but the generic party isn't, because we know, come election day, they'll have nothing to do but vote. And if they do vote for us, I'm proud to say our party is not only going to consider taking away all taxes, but we're also going to give everyone money for free. And frankly, we think the national debt is now big enough to take care of itself. This will all be entirely possible if the majority of this country votes for us on April the 8th. We're going to save everyone, particularly our elderly. We care deeply about them. Why, just yesterday, I helped raise awareness of the aged by pointing at a pensioner who was struggling to get on a bus. But what about our stance on abortion, same-sex marriage, and transgender issues, I hear you ask? Well, for these critical concerns, I have a bold plan. I can't tell you what it is, or other parties would steal it. But it is a great plan, and it's so simple. In fact, we can't believe nobody has thought of it before. But only a generic government can achieve this for the common good and for the future of this country. So keep your blind faith in us going, so that we can promote real change you can have some more blind faith in. Vote generic. We'll put a smile on this country's face.
That was the party election broadcast on behalf of the generic party.
Negotiations can be a wonderful moment. If we get it right, we can do a 44-minute strike a new relationship that is going to be free money that we can spend on the NHS, on schools, or whatever it is.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook.
I know this
So I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
For about a quarter of the population.
Brexit
Promised to
means
roll that out to the
Brexit,
whole
and we're
population
going to
by
make
the end
a
of the year.
success of it.